Well, Diane got an email from Venerable Jendi in the last few days that had a phrase in it that I've really been thinking about. So I wanted to share the phrase and talk about it a little bit. The email said, things will happen according to their conditions. So the context is, for the sake of those people, that Diane has been living at the Abbey for a while and has taken the Anagarika vows, and so she recently made a request to go ahead and take ordination. And ordination doesn't happen like automatically in this country in particular, because it requires the certain number of fully ordained monastics of the proper gender and the proper qualifications to all come together at the same time, and needs to work with schedules and stuff. So Venerable Jendi is a very good friend of the Abbey from the American Evergreen Buddhist Association in Kirkland, Washington. She's on the Abbey's advisory board. She's a long time bhikshuni and a great example for us, but she's also been the person who's coordinated all of the ordinations that we've had so far. So in the course of this communication with Diane, there was this, will this person be in the country? What is this person's schedule? Is this person available? What is her schedule? Can we do this? And they're writing back and forth, and they're writing back and forth. And Venerable Jendi said, I don't know that it's going to happen. And then she ended with, things happen according to their conditions. And it just struck me what a demonstration this was of Venerable Jendi's practice, of how she lives the Dharma. And that in that statement, she's just bowing completely to the causality of things. Bowing completely that causes and conditions exist, and there was no stress, there was no, oh, if we don't do this, then what are we going to do that, and how will we organize? It's like, things happen according to their conditions. Venerable Chidran said something recently that was very similar. We were talking about a place that she used to teach where she doesn't go very much anymore. And she just said simply, well, maybe the karma's just run out. There wasn't any like, oh, I wonder what happened, or no regret, or gosh, maybe we should get in touch and say, maybe the karma just ran out. So it was exactly the same thing. And so I just think about how in the course of my day, I have an idea, and I don't even know I have it, but I have this idea that I'm going to set out on this path towards a specific goal. Things should look like this. Things should progress like this. I need this piece from you and this piece from you, and if it doesn't start to happen, then I start to freak out because how am I going to get it? And da-da-da-da-da. Like, that has nothing to do with relaxing that things will happen according to their condition. So it seems to me that there's a lot to be learned from this idea of trusting that we're creating causes. If I do it intentionally, for example, if I'm just doing like a mailing, if I'm very conscientious about creating the causes and taking the steps for making that mailing to happen, then somehow to relax and trust that I've created those causes so that things will happen according to their conditions. And of course there's so many causes and conditions required for anything to happen that are far beyond my control, that if I can just let go of that control and that expectation and trust that I'm creating causes, I think my own mind would be much more relaxed, as would the people around me. So whether that goal that we're setting is to complete a mailing by a certain date, or whether it's the goal for our enlightenment, to trust that by creating causes really consciously, and putting ourselves in the best possible conducive circumstances for them to ripen, things simply ripen according to their conditions. And so, anyway, I leave that phrase with you. I think it's a great slogan to live by. And thank you, Venerable Jendi and Diane.